While some guys perform extremely well at the combine and interview professionally, others have seen their draft stock dip.
Avieon Terrell, you do see in the late first round of mock drafts a lot.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
He's closer to being the 50th ranked player in the draft for me.
The NFL draft is fast approaching, so today we're going to look at the guys whose draft stock has skyrocketed and the guys whose draft stock has come crashing back down to earth. Skyrocketing, Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver. Cooper Jr.'s draft stock has taken a sharp increase thanks to his final season at Indiana. Cooper Jr. played a huge role in the Hoosiers' playoff run in the 2025 college football season, as he brought toughness and versatility for the program, and that will resonate very well with NFL teams looking for a new wide receiver to draft. Once drafted, Cooper Jr. would be a great number 2 wide receiver for any team looking to make sneaky plays on offense for the 2026 regular season. Cooper Jr. went from being late first round or second pick to becoming a top day 1 pick due to his athletic testing at the combine, and has even been compared to Deebo Samuel for his stocky build and DJ Moore for his explosiveness while running routes. Crashing, Carnell Tate, wide receiver. Tate is a popular selection for the upcoming 2026 NFL draft, but hasn't completed full athletic testing. Tate ran a 4.53 second during the 40-yard dash, which is slow for wide receivers. In fact, that ranked him 27th of 34 wide receivers that were tested. He didn't run a 3-cone short shuffle during his pro day, which leaves people questioning his agility, and this is very similar to Marvin Harrison Jr., who also skipped pre-draft testing. Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beane said, "He's pretty slow. I probably wouldn't take him early." Tate helped the Ohio State Buckeyes win the 2025 College Football National Championship game 34-23 against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He also finished the 2025 college football season with 51 receptions for 875 yards and scored 9 touchdowns. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens during draft night and see if he can replicate his numbers in the pros. Tate also dealt with an undisclosed lower body injury during the 2025 season, which also has affected his draft stock. Critics have also said that Tate's tape doesn't show top-end explosiveness or game-changing ability compared to other wide receivers in this draft class. Tate is talented, but is likely going to be taken in the late first round or sometime in the second or third rounds of the draft. Skyrocketing, Thieneman, safety. Thieneman had an elite performance at the 2026 NFL Combine thanks to running a 4.35 second during the 40-yard dash, which was the 4th fastest among safeties, and he had a 41-inch vertical jump. This guy has an incredibly high football IQ and is a proven winner with the Purdue Boilermakers and the Oregon Ducks, producing 302 tackles, 2 sacks, 14 pass deflections, 8 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles throughout his college career. Thieneman also has a 6-foot frame and 34 3/4-inch arms, allowing him to match up with any of the league's top receivers with ease. A team that'll likely draft him would be the Minnesota Vikings, who are looking for a younger safety to patrol their secondary, similar to Harrison Smith. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores would have an incredible time coaching Thieneman if the Vikings draft him in the first round. Thieneman is everything NFL teams want in a safety, and a guy who will likely end up being drafted in the late first round or heck, early second round of the NFL draft. Crashing, Avieon Terrell, cornerback. Terrell is a talented cornerback coming out of Clemson, but he had a hamstring injury that forced him to sit out all of his college pro day, forcing him to hold a private pro day instead. Terrell was considered a first-round pick, but the injuries may drop him to the early second round of the draft. A similar thing happened to former Michigan cornerback Will Johnson, who couldn't work out on his pro day due to injuries, and he ended up going from being a top 10 pick to getting selected 47th overall in the second round by the Arizona Cardinals in 2025. Injuries unfortunately happen, and even if Terrell is selected in the second round, he'll still produce at a professional level, no matter which team drafts him in the 2026 draft. On top of that, the 2025 Clemson Tigers had an underwhelming season, as they finished with a 7-6 record and a 22-10 loss in the Pinstripe Bowl against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Terrell's also 5'11", which is kinda concerning for NFL scouts, as it could really limit his ability on the field to slot roles and special teams instead of being an outside corner. Skyrocketing, Arvell Ree, linebacker. Reese is coming off a breakout season with the Buckeyes, in which he recorded 69 tackles, 6.5 sacks, and 2 pass deflections, showcasing elite athleticism, versatility, and incredibly impactful pass rushing skills. Reese has physical traits that NFL teams want in rookie linebackers for the professional level once he gets drafted. Reese had an impressive showing at the Combine, running a 4.47 second during the 40-yard dash, and then when drafted, his versatility could just keep him at linebacker or shift him to edge, similar to how Micah Parsons transitioned into the league. Reese is looking like he'll get selected in the top 10 or top 15, all thanks to his 6'4" frame, 240 pounds, and 35-inch arms, which makes him a formidable pass rusher. Teams like the New York Jets and Kansas City Chiefs should enjoy Reese's services, should they choose to draft him. Crashing Malachi Fields, wide receiver. Fields is coming off a 2025 season where he caught 36 receptions for 630 yards and scored 5 touchdowns for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, which are okay numbers by today's NFL standards. However, teams are concerned with his lack of separation and will likely find it difficult to run in or out routes against opposing NFL cornerbacks due to not being able to cut sharply. Fields also ran a 4.61 second in the 40-yard dash, which is pretty slow for a wide receiver, at least one looking to get drafted to the NFL. Fields is 6'4" and has shown good hands, but he can be real inconsistent and has dropped passes during the gauntlet drill. Fields should be able to produce in the NFL, but he'll likely be like a late second-round pick, maybe even a third, or dare we say it, a 4th-round pick. Skyrocketing Kenyon Sadiq, tight end. Sadiq's draft stock has taken a nice boost due to his combine performance, as he ran a 4.39 second during his 40-yard dash, a new record for fastest tight ends, breaking Vernon Davis's record set in 2006 when he ran a 4.40 second run. Sadiq was named the 2025 Big Ten Tight End of the Year, thanks to catching 51 receptions for 560 yards and scoring 8 touchdowns with the Oregon Ducks. Sadiq is looking to be a top 15 or top 20 pick in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft and will provide tight end needy teams with a pass catcher who can also give their quarterback a safety window on offense. Sadiq's football IQ is impressive, and he can be a great career run blocker, depending on which offense he'll play for in the 2026 regular season. On top of that, Sadiq's performance has been compared to George Kittle's on-field performance by ESPN's Ben Solak, referring to Sadiq as a tight end unicorn for NFL teams looking to draft him. But no matter who drafts Sadiq, he is going to have a tremendous impact at the professional level, and any team will be more than happy with his services. Crashing Tailon Green, quarterback. Green is not a perfect draft prospect, as he had a decent 2025 season with the Arkansas Razorbacks, completing 198 passes for 2,714 yards, throwing 19 touchdowns against 11 interceptions, and rushing for 777 yards on 139 carries while scoring 8 rushing touchdowns. Scouts have raised concerns about Green's accuracy regarding his quick release of the ball, arm strength, and his ability to read defenses effectively. Green has also had consistency issues, and pressure disrupts his rhythm, leading to errant throws, which are very, very questionable. Green is projected to be a developmental quarterback who will likely be taken in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round at the 2026 draft. Green might not be a starter right away, but he can sit back, learn from veteran quarterbacks, and be groomed to start in the near future. The Pittsburgh Steelers would be a great landing spot for Green, where he can learn from guys like Will Howard and Mason Rudolph and eventually become the team's starter in the near future. Not to mention, the Steelers have great offensive weapons like DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr., making it a very pass-friendly offense. Skyrocketing Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle. Freeling had an elite combine performance, as he ran a 4.93 second in the 40-yard dash and showcased elite movement skills for his position. Freeling's also a true left tackle who excels in space and on the move, and was a mainstay on the Georgia Bulldogs offense, as he helped them win the 2023 Orange Bowl and helped them reach back-to-back college football playoff appearances in 2024 and 2025 respectively. ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. had Freeling being the first SEC player to be named off the draft board in the upcoming draft. Mattis's athleticism and strength are musts for NFL teams rebuilding their offensive lines. Freeling is likely going to be a top 10 or top 15 selection in 2026. And he's likely going to be the first Georgia offensive lineman selected in the first round since Amarius Mims back in 2024. And heck, possibly the first Georgia Bulldog selected in the top 10 since Jalen Carter in 2023. Freeling's draft stock surge is incredibly impressive, and we look forward to seeing which team drafts him and what he's able to do on a professional offensive line. Crashing TJ Parker, edge. Parker had an incredible 2024 season with the Clemson Tigers, where he had 57 tackles and 11 sacks. He saw a dip in production during the 2025 season, where he had 37 tackles and 5 sacks. And as we mentioned earlier, the 2025 Clemson Tigers really underachieved, finishing the regular season with a 7-6 record, which does not help Parker's case for being drafted in the early first round. Don't get us wrong, Parker is still talented, as he is 6'4" and weighs 263 pounds, which is ideal for a strong and versatile defensive end in today's NFL. However, because of his down year in 2025, Parker could potentially be a late first-round pick. Or heck, maybe he could even fall into the second round. On top of that, Parker has a weakness against opposing offensive tackles, as he has been stiffed by stronger tackles who can reduce his effectiveness on the defensive line. During the NFL Combine, Parker ran a 4.68 second during his 40-yard dash, and his vertical jump was 34 inches, which are pretty good numbers. So no matter what team drafts Parker, he is going to be an immediate contributor on defense and learn from veteran defensive players right away. But what draft prospect are you most curious about? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.